Welcome to the AI Automations for Business podcast. We're your hosts, Katie and Noel, and we'll be discussing how you can use AI for your business along with the latest news, updates, and automations to help you stay ahead of the curve, allowing you to grow and scale your business more efficiently. Please be sure to subscribe, and I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello and welcome back to another episode. Happy New Year to you. Hi, I'm Katie, and as always, I've got Noel here with me. How are you doing this week, Noel?
Oh, absolutely fabulous, and Happy New Year to everyone.
So this week we are doing a sort of roundup of the AI world in 2025, and we're also going to cast some 2026 predictions, which I think is actually going to be hilarious because 2025 was so wild.
It was a Wild West.
Yeah, I just think whatever we think is going to happen, like it's just probably just going to go in a completely different direction.
Yes, yeah, or they'll do it within like the first quarter.
Yeah, by the end of the week, like before, like our podcast is even out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. They've kind of got a habit of doing that, haven't they? Like we talk about something like on the Tuesday, and by the time our podcast has gone out on the Thursday, like everything's changed. Like yeah, you can't believe how much changed. Like some weeks within 48 hours, sometimes within 24 hours.
Exactly. Yeah, like OpenAI got into a habit of releasing live YouTube videos at 6 p.m. on a Tuesday. So yeah, we'd already recorded the episode in the afternoon, and then they go, "Oh, we're going to bring out this incredible thing. Come and join us at 6." And I was like, "Oh, come on!"
Damn,
it's good for us.
What are you trying to do to us?
Yeah, it's plenty of content for us to talk about, though, which is brilliant.
For sure. And as well, I feel like if people haven't got into AI or automations, then I feel like this is definitely the year you want to get involved. And I feel like, no, you haven't missed out. Like you can still learn so much and get so far ahead, like, you know, within a matter of months, because everything does change. But I feel like a lot of the like foundational things that you need to know don't tend to change that much. Would you agree, Noel?
Yeah, like prompt engineering is always going to be a big thing for now. So getting that basic knowledge is always good.
Yeah. And if you want any help with prompt engineering, honestly, Noel is the prompt engineer master. He's excellent at it. So do reach out to Noel if you need any help with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So Noel, shall we start with just a few of the things that happened in 2025, just kind of like remind ourselves how much AI and automation have changed within the last 12 months.
Yeah, so I guess kind of like to start off with, like we entered 2025 with ChatGPT 4.0. We had Claude models at version 3.5, and Gemini 2 had just come out at the end of 24. So, you know, it just seems absolutely crazy that was only 12 months ago.
Yeah.
Just
that feels like years ago, or it feels like it should be years ago.
Yes, it should. But yeah, I had to go back and double check when these came out just to make sure. But back then in January and February, like we had no real like reasoning models within our LLMs. So, you know, like today we would open ChatGPT and we'd expect it to think about the response before giving it.
Like Like, to me, like, that's just like basic.
It is now, yeah, yeah. But yeah, back then, in the olden times, yeah, we didn't have that.
Back in the olden days.
Oh yeah, it's just absolutely bonkers. And obviously, all that kicked off because DeepSeek, the open source Chinese model, came out and said, "Well, hey, look, you could use our new model. It does all this
Mm,
reasoning, and
mm,
it's like, I don't know, a tenth of the price."
yeah,
And you could also download it and host it on your own systems, and for free.
yeah,
So yeah, that kind of sparked like a huge change within the industry. So OpenAI, Anthropic, Google all kind of seem to scramble to quickly release these reasoning models.
yeah.
And initially they weren't great, but they're
Mm,
far better come the end of the year.
yeah. So it'd be really exciting actually to see what they look like by the end of 2026.
Yes,
I wonder
definitely.
if, like, next January we'll be going, oh my goodness, can you remember when, LLMs only did this?
Yeah, then you did reasoning. Oh god.
Yeah, like, so basic. All right. And it's
Yeah.
really funny actually, like, although DeepSeek really led the way for quite, I guess, like, it paved that path, didn't it? And now you
Mm.
don't really hear much chatter about them.
No, so they also, as well as releasing that reasoning model, because they had that, they also beat quite a lot of the mainstream models in most of the benchmarks. So it was actually a
Mm,
lot smarter, which I think is probably what caused a bit of a worry with the big
yes.
companies. But actually, DeepSeek did release a new version towards the end of 25. So I think that was probably early December, late November. They snuck it out. No one really talked about it, but they did release it, and it's kind of up there again in the
Okay.
benchmarks against OpenAI, Anthropic, and Gemini. So yeah, it's they're still around. But yeah, it's crazy that didn't
Mm,
exist.
yeah. Okay, the next thing that I would really love to talk about, because it, for me, these particular things really stand out from, like, my line of work, with marketing and community management and strategy and things like that. Image and videos, AI images and AI videos. I feel like they are unrecognizable from
Yes.
12 months ago.
Yes. So yeah, we entered the year with OpenAI. They still had DALI 3, which was absolutely awful.
Mm,
It was terrible. You could never get it to create anything that was half decent. Whereas like other open source or um, you know independent companies were coming in and their models were a lot better. So we had things like Flux from, I think it's from Black Forest Labs. So that was huge last year because they were really getting into like the photorealistic kind of things, so you could create those images that look real,
yeah.
and everyone had the right number of hands, feet, and fingers.
Fingers, toes, eyes.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So yeah, it was starting to become a bit more real,
Yeah.
and then yeah, obviously then OpenAI released their images within ChatGPT,
Oh, and
which
the internet just went crazy.
yeah, I never
Trends
really.
left, right, and center that sort of were, like, really cool. The first five you saw, and then after, like, the 500th, you were kind of like, I'm so done with this.
Exactly, yeah. It was
Yeah.
crazy,
But
but I'd never really heard of Studio Ghibli until it came back. Yeah, that trend passed me by, but yeah, I was like, wow, okay. Yeah. And
yeah.
then we also had all those model toys in boxes, didn't we?
Oh God, like,
For
it's
for
something I don't
everything.
really want to remember, if I'm honest. Like I said, the first two were, like, really entertaining. But what I do really love about it was how much it was actually getting people involved with AI.
Mm.
And, you know, maybe people who would have never used AI before were kind of like, well, I want to create my own, so I'm going to try it. I feel like that's what I have particularly loved about these big trends, you know, big viral trends, I should say.
Yeah.
It's got people who wouldn't necessarily be thinking of using AI to start using it and start playing around with it.
Yeah, they just made it so easy by just, you know, asking ChatGPT to create an image and it go, yeah, sure.
Yeah, and
There
like
you go.
it blew people's mind, and obviously they felt then that they needed to share it with the internet.
Everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah. Although
yeah.
I do get a bit worried about their copyright with some of the stuff that comes out of there.
Yeah.
Because I remember I created some of those toys and stuff, and I said, oh, could you like put it in maybe packaging that's a bit more like on brand with Apple, that sort of like sleek packaging, and it went, yeah, sure. And it was like, here's the Apple logo, and I was like, no, I'm not sure we can use the Apple
No,
logo.
we don't want Apple lawyers on our case. Thank you very much. So thank you.
Yeah, I was just after the vision, not not
Yeah,
to rip them off.
yeah. Not literally copyright infringement.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's absolutely
Yeah,
bonkers. Yeah. But yeah,
yeah.
they've also well, I mean, that was only version 1, but we're currently on 1.5. So yeah, that is actually a lot better. I find it's still. I wouldn't say it's the best. Still, I think Google kind of stole that with Nano Banana.
100%. If anyone ever asks me like what I can use to create AI images, I always recommend Nano Banana.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Even like its editing skills is way in advance
Mm-hmm.
of OpenAI and
Yeah.
things like that. You know, it's just absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've noticed as well, like particularly on TikTok, so many people using Sora.
Yes. Or VO3 from Google. Yeah, is it one or the other?
Yeah,
But
but
yeah.
I've seen some really like realistic looking videos from Sora, and I've had to kind of go, oh, it's AI.
Yes.
Like it's so good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they released Sora and then Sora 2
Yes.
last year. So yeah, the first Sora was pretty rubbish.
Yeah.
Um, they kind of cherry picked the good results that they got out of it and put that in their marketing and things like that. But yeah, I remember trying it and I was so disappointed. You know, I was trying to use VPNs because it was only available in the US, and
Yeah.
you know
Oh,
they
I
were still
remember
like,
you doing
no, you got to be on a wait list, you got to be.
that.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
finally got it, and I was like, oh, really?
Yeah.
I'd always ask it to give it like, it'd be like a car driving on like an alpine road kind of thing, like twisty road, you know, like dynamic shot and stuff like that, and the car would be driving backwards. And it's like, so that's not what I'm after. Like, how is that?
Like, no, that's AI.
Exactly, but that's always been my test with it. Is always
Yeah.
like, right, every new video model that comes out, it gets that same prompt, and I always see if it can do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, these days a lot better. Yeah,
Mm.
Sora 2 is better.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you can get slightly longer lengths as well now because they were capped at like 4 or 5 seconds initially.
Yeah, they're much longer now.
Yeah, yeah, and VO3 from Gemini and Google, that's really good as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They seem to be pushing each other along in
Yeah.
those advancements.
Yeah. So I would say images and videos have just come a long way.
Yeah, yeah. You do have to check yourself sometimes when you think, "Oh, is that real?" No, it's not real.
Yeah.
Don't be silly.
Actually, before we just move on until the next thing, something that I have noticed as well, like AI images have become so good that stock image websites are now putting AI images on like as stock images.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
they've
it's
become
crazy.
that good. Because if you think this time last year, there's no way like stock image websites would do that. And like now it's really hard. It depends obviously what the photo is, or but it's so hard to know actually, is this AI, is this real? And yeah, I just feel like there's no way this time last year that would have happened.
No, because I remember Adobe brought out a thing where you could submit stock images, but you could tag them as AI generated, so you could sell your AI generated images
Yeah.
on their platform, which is crazy
Yeah.
things.
And now most stock image websites, memberships have an AI image, and probably soon AI video section
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
It's come really, really mainstream, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's bonkers how far it's come.
Yeah. Okay, so Noel, I feel like you're quite excited about the next thing we're going to be talking about, and that is agents.
Yes. Who knew we didn't really know about agents at the start of last year? I
Yeah,
just
that is
can't
like
get over that.
mind blowing almost, isn't it?
It is, yeah, because I remember it was late 2024, and a lot of the AI and automation YouTubers managed to, they kind of got into NAN because they had this magic agent module,
Mm,
and then was like, "Oh, that seems pretty cool," and then
yeah.
that kind of exploded, and then
It was
come,
the whole buzz around the no code AI agent builder, wasn't it? Oh,
yeah,
that just felt like in the AI world that those buzzwords were just flying around like left,
mm,
right, and center. Like it was everything. And if you weren't
yes,
talking about it, like
mm,
you know, you were almost like, what are you even doing?
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, really. But I remember trying it out with NAN at the very start, and it wasn't very good. It kind of did a job, but you can obviously give it tools and access to like your Google Calendar or your inbox as tools, and then half the time the agent would forget to use those tools, or and then just make up the answer. So
Just
there was a
waiting
few
for an
times. Yeah, I was chatting with a client, and she took out her phone and she said, "Oh, could you create the next creating a meeting for me and Noel next week at this time? This is his email." And she sent the voice note, and it came back and said, "Yeah, it's all done." And we were just sat there looking at our calendars, going, "No, no, it's not." Yeah. It's I've sent it to Noel. He's got an email. I've sent the invite. We're like, no.
No.
No, but thankfully, though, it's come on a long way. So I know NAN have made a lot of improvements
Yeah.
in that recently. So yeah, it's far more reliable.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, agents went absolutely berserk last spring.
Crazy. Yeah.
Everything seemed it needed an agent, although you didn't. But
Yeah. Everyone thought they needed an agent because the buzzword was being thrown around so much. Everyone thought that they needed an agent instead of just like actually quite a basic automation.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. And we had
I
lots of
remember well.
yeah, I remember when OpenAI first brought their agents out, and it was like the one big thing was like you could get it to go off, do loads of research, and then create like a PowerPoint presentation at the end of it. That was like one of the real big use cases, and I remember
Mm,
doing it, and it must have took about 25 minutes for it to do the research. And I was like, it's like, go away, have 2 cups of tea and then come back.
Yeah.
And then when I opened the presentation, I was like, what on earth is this? Like, nothing was formatted. It just looked absolutely awful.
Yeah.
And I was
It was
like,
like a 5-year-old could have actually have done something better.
Yeah, I should have fired up Microsoft 95 and
Ooh,
used with a bit of word art.
gosh. I mean, that's quite in at the moment, to be honest, like that whole nostalgic 90s, 2000s vibe. So you would have been right on trend, Noel. You should have gone with
Exactly, yeah.
it.
I know, yeah, I should have done, yeah. Who knew? Yeah. But yeah, there was all kinds of things. So then we'd also then get agents that can control your browser. So now we've got AI browsers from OpenAI, you've got them from Perplexity.
Yep.
Claude have got, Google Chrome extensions to control your browser. So, it can go off and do your shopping for you online so you don't have to. Not sure how much I trust it to do that, but,
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say it's kind of become a lot more reliable than what it was within the last 12 months. So Make.com, they obviously, rushed out their version of AI agents. So I went to their conference in November 24, and they made no mention of agents. And then come March, they'd released an early beta version because of
Yeah.
N8N and all of its popularity. So,
But that just shows as well, like how fast the AI world moves, isn't it? Because,
yeah,
like, if you think about the Make conference that we went to in November 25, and how they were talking about, all of their upcoming things, which we will talk about, and I know we've talked about previously. I feel like they've almost got the first half of 2026 planned out for like their developers, to work on behind the scenes.
yeah.
So yeah, it would kind of be like, imagine, they've planned everything out again, and then someone just kind of goes like, hold my beer, we've just released this. And it just and it must happen to so many of the different software platforms, and they're just kind of like, like we had
Yeah.
just planned on, these massive updates, and now we've got to try and create something else. It must be, yeah, it must be quite exhausting actually to keep up with a lot of the new updates. And I know like that's what we try and do on this podcast as well. Like we try and keep people up with updates that actually matter and, is actually going to have some impact on you and your business, rather than just kind of like saying, about the micro updates that, don't really have that bigger impact. So, oh, yeah. I feel for some of these big software companies.
Yeah,
It must
exactly.
be a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, I released my iOS app at the end of last year, so that controls AI agents on your phone from Make and N8N, and I posted it on LinkedIn, and then the head of AI at Make.com liked that post, and I was like, whoa, don't you go stealing my idea. So I don't should have tagged Make in it there. But yeah, they've got to move so quick, and
Yeah,
yeah, I think with Make they definitely do move really quick,
so fast.
because they they release things, they put it out for testing, and
Yeah,
I usually get closed beta access to some of their new tools and things over the last year or so. So, I can say, well, look, I've spotted this bug, and then they're like, brilliant, thanks so much. Our team are already working to fix it. We're on it, or I think we should add this feature in, and they're like, brilliant. That's kind of what we were thinking, but we haven't added it in yet. So good to know. We'll add it in, and they're really, really receptive, which is awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really good.
yeah. But I guess also with agents,
Yeah.
One thing that also didn't exist this time last year was MCP, which is the Model Context Protocol,
Yes.
which is a bit techy, I know, but when you connect tools to an AI agent, you would normally connect it to like an API.
You
So
would.
so every single thing, so you want to create a line in a spreadsheet, or that would be one API call. To delete a line in a spreadsheet would be another one. But with MCP, you could give access to the entire range of APIs for a platform and then go, you know what, AI agent, you figure it out yourself.
Yeah.
And it looks at it and goes, right, so Noel's asked me to delete a row in this spreadsheet. And it goes, right, well, what is that in the MCP? Use this. This is the information I need. And it goes, fine, there you go, do it. And it does it. It's just incredible how that works.
Yeah.
So yeah. Normally we'd have to connect tens of different tools to these agents, but yeah, now you just connect one MCP and then grant access to all the different tools you want to give it. So yeah,
I can tell
speeds
you're
up.
really excited about that one, Noel.
Yeah, it's
I
a
feel like
big one.
properly like geeked out on that.
Yeah, at the time I didn't really understand what it did, and then when I really got into building agents, I was like, yeah, no, this is pretty cool. It does use up a lot of tokens on your API, but yeah, it's a bit of a trade-off. But
Yeah.
I also find, I guess, as a top tip, OpenAI models aren't very good at using MCP. As a top tip, Anthropic, they get it right every time.
Okay, good tip.
In my testing.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. Okay, so then moving on to the automation platforms.
Yes, so lots of big updates, especially with Make.com, of course. So they released the grid in the summer last year. So that allows you to visually see your entire account on like a real top level view, so you can see what's going on. And they've added in things where you can see which scenarios in your account are using up all of your data or all of your operations and things like that. So or even highlight errors where there's things that have failed, and it goes, flags it up and goes, it's this one over here. And you go, right, you can zoom in and click on it and then open it up, and it's just it's a nice little feature, that is.
But when you think of it, you just think that is actually like quite a basic thing to have, but it just didn't exist, which is like a bit of like
you didn't know you needed it until they showed it you.
Yeah, and then you're like, well, yeah, of course I need that.
yeah, because there was lots of little things on there, and I was like, it'd be good if it had data use, showed you, like the ones that were using up all your operations. I fed that back in the beta, and they were like, yeah, definitely, yeah. And then I was like, oh, there it is. There's the toggle switch for that. So that's handy. Thank you very much. Yeah, because that's kind of hidden on the Make platform. You can see your overall usage, but finding where that usage has gone can be quite tricky. So yeah, I'm glad they've updated that.
Yeah, so that's a great update.
Yeah, and I think for next year, maybe the year after, they did mention about being able to build automations within the grid from a top level. So I'd be interested to see what that looks like. I mean, that was kind of very quickly mentioned, and then let's move on to something else.
Yeah, moving on, because probably like they just have it as this is what we're going to do, but we don't know how we're going to do it, what it's going to look like, when it's going to come out. No question, please.
Exactly. Yeah. Hopefully, no one would notice we mentioned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we will mention it.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, they obviously also moved to hosting their own AI models as well. Yes. And they also changed their complete billing system from operations to credits, which really confused me at the time. And I was a bit like, I don't really get it. And then I had a chat with their head of AI, and I was like, oh, I get it now, because they're bringing out their own AI models.
Yeah,
So they're not bringing out their own; they're using OpenAI models currently.
yeah,
And then your credit usage then goes towards like the usage of the AI, instead of you having an OpenAI account and then
yeah.
connecting
Like
that in,
you
and then
almost using the OpenAI on Make as a third party. It
yeah.
was like an all-in-one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely, yeah, which is really cool. And then, they've released lots of different, like mini apps kind of thing, like mini modules, I would say. So
mm,
they would do like categorization tasks. So that's something that you would normally put in an AI model in the middle, and then you would then have to do all the prompt engineering and figure all of that out. Whereas all of that's done, you just put the information in and tell it what you want to come out the other end, and it's all there and good to go. Uh, but yeah, they also got their data extractor as well, which is a pretty cool module. And yeah, I did feed back to them. I said it's a bit pricey on the credit front, to which they agreed with me and said, well, we're kind of losing a bit of money every time someone uses it. And I was like, well, fair enough. That's that is what it is, because I think it was 20 credits per page
right.
at the time, and then within a week they said, "Oh, thanks for your feedback. It's now down to 10." I was like, "Hey, brilliant!"
Have
uh,
50% off.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So everyone's welcome if you use that module for 10 credits a go. I'll claim that one. uh,
Any other automation platform updates that you want to highlight from
um,
2025?
so I guess the big, it's not really a prediction, so I won't leave it for that bit. But obviously, Maya is something that's huge that's coming out next year for Make, or
Yeah.
this year, should I say?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Let's get into that already.
Yeah. We're a
So
week
yeah,
in.
that
We're already a week into January. We need to remember we're in 2026 now.
yeah, it's the first time I've messed that up, but never mind. So yeah, Maya is going to be a way that you can have a conversation with an AI agent, and it will go off and build the automation for you. So you don't really need to know that much about the platform in order to use it. So
Yes.
from a beginner standpoint, is great, but
Mm,
I think we're kind of going to get to a point where you've got those that have got the skills to do it normally, and then those that don't, and then rely heavily on Maya to do it for them.
yeah.
And I guess that kind of comes like with vibe coding and things like that. So I do a lot of vibe coding, but I'm not a software engineer. so,
Yeah.
so yeah, I play at it, but yeah. So yeah, that's a big update that's coming, and also they're releasing a new version of their AI agents this year as well. So yeah, I do have access to that currently, but I'm not allowed to talk about my thoughts and opinions on it. So we'll swiftly move on. But
Well, we'll save that for when that is allowed.
yeah, yeah, I could say you can build it visually because they've shown it at Make Waves last year.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a cool builder. But yeah,
Okay. Well, I feel
we'll
like we should move on swiftly because we don't want to get into trouble for saying
no,
anything
definitely
more.
not.
Okay.
No, no. And I guess the last big update, really, like with N8N, they released a lot of incremental updates. It just seemed like every time I opened N8N, there was like 5 or 6 updates that needed adding. And I was like, oh,
Right.
crikey, they're adding lots of different features, and towards the end, I think it was December. They completely changed the UI. Kind of still looks the same, but it looks a bit more modern. But one of the big things that they brought out was I can't remember what they called it now. Oh, Chat Hub, that was it. And that basically looks like ChatGPT, but you can chat with your agents using that interface, and then you can chop and change between them within the conversation, which I thought was really cool. And that kind of spurred on my app that I built at the end of the year. I thought that's actually a really cool feature. I'll add that into my app. So
Right.
yeah, really, really awesome to see that. I don't know if Make would bring something in like that, but yeah,
I feel
who
like
knows?
if one brings it out, then the other one does, just with like a
Yeah,
slightly different spin on it.
yes, yeah,
So
exactly, yeah,
I would imagine so.
yeah. But I guess, well, a shameless plug, but where my app differs is where I can connect Make and N8N. I don't care who uses what. So whereas N8N, they're never going to let you connect in Make agents, and Make would never let you connect in N8N if they
Okay.
built a similar platform. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, we will put the link to your app, Noel, in the show notes so
Mm,
people can go and check it out.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so I feel like we need a little bit of a drum roll here.
Mm,
2026 predictions for AI and automations. I feel like even in about 6 months' time, if anyone's listening to this, like you might be able to have a good chuckle, a good laugh at what these predictions are. Because as we know, in the AI world, it is a bit like the wild, wild west, and anything
mm.
can happen, anything goes.
Expect the unexpected, as they say.
Yes, exactly.
I'll have to quickly check my phone. I've got no updates currently to tell me there's something new come out. So we're good for a minute.
Quick, before something else gets an update.
Yeah,
Okay, go for it, Noel.
I think for me, one big prediction for me is by the end of 26, Google will be the leader in AI.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I think they've got the edge. So that for the past few years, I always felt that Gemini models have always been playing catch up with
Yeah,
OpenAI.
I totally agree with you. I feel the same.
Yeah, and where I've been using Gemini 3 a lot recently, and
Well, you've
especially
been
with like
keeping
the
that quiet, Noel. What happened to Claude?
oh, I use Claude Code a hell of a lot. So Claude Code
Okay.
does all of my
I
iOS
just thought
development,
Claude
but
was like your main guy. Do you know what I
oh, he
mean?
is, yeah, yeah, yeah. But I've been building things in the Google AI Studio, which came out last year as well. So yeah, you can build apps for free on there. So I've
Mm,
been doing lots of different things with Gemini models, and building things, and I just think with OpenAI, they've got to build the infrastructure in which to um, train the models and have people allowed to use it and things like. Whereas Google have already kind of got the head start on the infrastructure. They've got all of their cloud services. They've got data centers all around the world.
yeah.
They're kind of already there.
Well,
They
they're
were
just
just
so much bigger than the others that are doing it.
exactly, yeah, yeah, they're huge. But I just think with that and the money that they bring in from other things, I just think they'll very quickly become the leader, because with ChatGPT, or I should say OpenAI, they kind of rely on the revenues coming in from people using their API and
Yeah,
ChatGPT subscriptions in order to fund
yeah.
what they do. I mean, they got 500 billion, from Trump
Ooh,
last year, to help them build these data centers. But you know,
that's a lot of
yeah,
money.
it's just, yeah, I can just see Google kind of taking the reins and kicking on from this point. So
Yeah,
I think
but again,
they've
like they're
caught
just
up
so
now. So
much more established. They're like
mm,
such a huge company. Like
mm,
like we've passed Google offices in the most random of locations as well.
yeah,
So they are
yeah,
literally in every corner of the globe.
exactly, yeah, 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 and most of the things that they release is generally free to start off with.
Yeah.
So OpenAI aren't going to do that. Obviously, they've
No.
got free ChatGPT accounts and things like that,
Mhm.
but they
Yeah.
usually gatekeep the big features for people
Mhm.
that pay for it and all that
Mhm.
sort of stuff. So, yeah, I just feel that it's going to start taking over.
I mean, it makes sense right now, but again, who knows what's going to happen next week, next month? next
Yeah,
quarter.
because I think kind of a prediction as well for that is I think OpenAI are going to get to a point where the cost, not only to build the infrastructure, is also going to then have a negative impact on consumers, because it already is already. So it's going to get to a point where consumers are going to start pushing back and be like, well, why are these everyday goods going up in price? Just to feed your data centers and things like that. So
Yeah.
I think we're going to hit a pricing ceiling. So yeah, So yeah, I think
Interesting.
they might stall just a little bit. Who knows?
That'd be
Yeah,
really interesting.
yeah. And I think Anthropic are kind of in that sort of space as well, aren't they? Because they've got to build the infrastructure and
Yeah,
rely
totally.
on someone else to do it for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So that was a big prediction. What's
yeah.
your next? I'd just like to say as well, Noel refused to tell me what his 2026 predictions are before recording this podcast. I was like, okay, so 2026 predictions, like, do you want to talk about them? And he was like, no, they're a surprise. So I mean, as you're listening, I'm actually also finding out what Noel's 2026 AI and automations predictions are. So this is as much as a surprise to you as it is me.
As it should be. Oh, so I guess my next one is more AI physical products for
Yeah.
26. So I
Is
know we
that
kind
because
of
you
just
heard about the leak?
yes, I was going to mention that. Yes.
Yeah, go on.
So obviously last year OpenAI, I mean, I just downplayed them for not having, for relying on stuff, but this could also fund their development as well, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about it, but they bought out the company run by Johnny Ive, who he's the lead designer for like all of the iconic Apple products like the iPad, like some of like the really old MacBooks with like the clear backs to them with the colours and stuff.
Oh
Like,
God, I just love those. I actually saw one for sale really recently, and I was like, oh my God, I so want it.
yeah. So he's designed all of these incredible things,
Didn't he
and
do the iPod as well?
he did, yes,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think the first MacBooks as well. Now I think about it, but yeah, there was a lot of things he's had his fingers in, and yeah,
I
they're
mean, I'm a big fan
incredible
of his
products.
work then, in that case.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So the leak that I saw the other day, because obviously last year when they bought them out, they said, we're going to be bringing a product to market. We're not going to tell you what it is. We're going to
Yeah,
tell
they
you,
kept it all hush-hush, didn't they?
yeah, probably mid 2026, early 2026, maybe we
Do you
might
mean
tell you.
2025?
Oh no, they're gonna tell us what it is this year.
Oh, okay,
At some
right.
point, yeah. So they were like, we're not telling you now, when they announced the
Yes, yeah,
buy-in, but yeah, they're
okay.
gonna,
I'm
yeah,
understanding you now.
yeah. So yeah, we haven't really got that long to wait, but the leak I saw was it's potentially going to be like a normal pen, which sounds ridiculous, I know, but but as you write on, I don't know if you would need some sort of pad or whatever special
I would
pad to write
imagine
it out.
so. Yeah.
But as you're writing, it would then populate it into an AI ChatGPT style interface kind of thing. So it's now not limited by your typing speed. It's kind of your interactions limited by your writing speed, I guess.
Mm,
But then they also mentioned that there could potentially be like a microphone at the end of the pen. So you could be writing it and then just click a button and then stop talking and then have a two-way conversation with AI at that point, which I thought was quite
yeah.
clever.
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah,
And you think other products will come into play as
yeah.
well this year?
I mean, we've seen the AI glasses and things by Meta and Ray-Ban, and
Yeah.
I think they're going to come on leaps and bounds in the next year.
Yeah, because I have seen as well with so obviously when we were at Make Waves, there was a talk from someone from Meta, wasn't there? And they were talking about the new Meta glasses update, which looks awesome. But as well, I have also seen a lot of like content creators wearing the Meta glasses, and actually going into places and being told to remove them.
Yeah, yeah.
But what scares me a little bit is that if they create something else, so maybe it isn't something like wearable, like glasses, it's something else. It's kind of a bit like, well, then you don't actually know when you're being filmed.
Yeah,
So that
that's true.
that kind of scares me a little bit if they do like go in that direction.
Yeah, because I get that with the privacy, because obviously the cameras on the Ray-Bans are so obvious when
Yeah,
you spot them. You're like, oh wow, okay, yeah, that's that's a bit
yeah,
weird, and I get why they need it. But yeah, it is a bit odd, isn't it? But I don't know. But I like back in the day, Star Trek always used to come up with these like ideas. They were like, oh, that's weird. That's completely bonkers.
yeah.
They had like the first flip phone, and then like in the late 90s, are like, here's flip phones. I was like, oh my god, that's what Star Trek used to do. So I'm thinking there'd also be like a way, you know, products where you can communicate with AI just by talking to it normally. I mean, you've obviously got Alexa and things like that, but something that's like wearable that you could just take with you. So it could be like AirPods, so you
Yeah.
can chat to it and it would just talk back to you, and it would just be for that AI function.
Yeah.
But
I'm
yeah,
slightly like excited, but also a little bit terrified at the same time.
yeah,
Like equal
yeah,
amounts.
yeah, yeah. We'll have to see what crazy stuff they come up with. But
Yeah. Any other 2026 predictions that you want to share with us, Noel?
so a big one would be AGI, so artificial general intelligence.
Mm.
So everyone's kind of like pushing and saying, well, they've always said that in 2026 they reckon it would happen, but I don't think it will. I'm gonna say it's not going to happen at all in 26. I don't think we're
What do you think it's
quite
going to be
ready.
delayed to like 2027 onwards?
Yeah, unless Google play an absolute blinder with the
Could
infrastructure
do.
and stuff.
Could do. It's possible.
Yeah, yeah, but I just don't think. We're quite there yet.
Okay.
Especially like on the mass market kind of level. A lot of people are still just getting into ChatGPT and stuff like that. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
they
I
don't.
mean, some of my friends were using ChatGPT for the very first time in the summer of 2025. So yeah, that was a bit like, yeah, interesting, because I was just like, how do you not use like ChatGPT? Like, it's
Yeah,
so woven into my life. Like,
yeah,
it's really hard to. It's kind of a bit like I always use the analogy of like the internet. It's kind of like,
mm,
how was someone not using the internet almost straight away. Yeah, really,
mm,
really interesting. So yeah,
yeah,
I feel like definitely more people are going to be using LLMs, you
mm,
know. So
yeah,
I feel like that's going to be really interesting.
yeah, definitely, yeah. I think my other prediction. So I don't think we're kind of seeing AI impacting the job market just yet. Not noticeable anyway, but I think this year we might start to see things creeping in where, employment might be harder to get, because like startup companies would be like, well, I could hire somebody to do it, or I could just train an AI agent to do that function for me. So I think 2026 could be difficult in some areas.
And do you think that's like the low skilled jobs?
I guess so, yes. Or jobs that require like manual data entry, or those sort of things that you could easily now automate, or look up with AI and things like that. So I think a lot of jobs are fine, but I think we'll start to hear and see it a bit more, I think, this year, unfortunately.
And we have actually got a really interesting episode coming out next week with Ashley Kay, where we talk all about using AI within work versus not using it. And I'm really excited for that episode to come out, so I feel like we'll talk more about it next week with Ashley.
Definitely, yeah, it's a good episode, that one. I think those are probably the biggest ones that we can predict at the moment. So
in the wild west.
Who knows what it's actually going to be. But I'm excited to see what happens, to be honest.
I'm really excited to kind of be hopefully sat here this time next year with like, doing a similar episode going, oh my goodness, this is all of the amazing things that happened and no one saw any of it come in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's going to be somewhat bonkers. There'll be more crazy trends. Yeah, definitely.
Well, thank you so much for listening to this week's podcast episode. We really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave us a review. It really helps us with our podcast and to be seen by more and more people. If you've got a friend that you think you would enjoy it, please share it with them. It would mean the world to us, and we will catch you next time for another episode very soon.